A good afternoon, y'all. Eric with our Functional Farmhouse coming at you with the truth about Carli suspension systems. Unfiltered, unedited, unsponsored. I'm enjoying a Nub Cameroon, or well, no, this is a Nub Maduro tonight. And having been doing a deep dive on this heavy-duty truck suspension system, I felt it was necessary to do a real expose. And you know what? These guys are the real freaking deal. They're amazing. The product they have, phenomenal. They delivered exactly what it is they're selling. So, come join us. I'm going to do a little voiceover. This is not necessarily a build video. This is more of a review, especially with towing. One of my biggest considerations and use cases was towing. So, 2022 Ram 2500 crew cab short bed diesel 4-wheel drive was our go-to. We've got a Laramie, it's got the big screen and a bunch of other really great options. It was part of the tail end of the COVID part bullshit. And, you know, there are some things it doesn't have that it coulda, woulda, shoulda. So we added amp steps, the Carli E-Venture system, and 37-inch Nitto Ridge grapplers, 13.5 on 17s. And I've got a good friend, Tab, if you're out there watching, he's got, I think, a 2020 with the Carli Dominator setup, which is the undisputed king of heavy-duty truck suspension. And having taken this rig out for a 1,500-mile round trip with a good deal of towing, about 1,000 miles of that was towing, 500 driving, and we earned some stripes. There was a vendor one of our friends and family members had hired at one of these places who looked at the truck and said, yeah, you're gonna get stuck. And when I hit the biggest bowl that they had in those sand dunes at full throttle, they were mildly surprised, to say the least. They were nice about it. But this was overall, I keep my vehicles. This was an investment in what we want to do. I think it was probably bridging the gap of a really well-equipped side-by-side, which I have a toy hauler that can hold a 4-seater, but what do I do with it all the time I'm not using it? So there we are. Eric, our Functional Farmhouse. Like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing. And, you know, a little background. Y'all don't know me, and trying to convey what it is I know and do. And so I have a history in automotive repair in a prior career, 51,000 hours, working on high-end, non-exotic vehicles. And, you know, we were a AAA repair shop in Southern California, 100% consumer satisfaction rating, 16 years in a row, independently audited by AAA. You can't fill out surveys and boost the thing. They do it all. And that's a badge of honor. Maybe about 5 repair shops in the entire state of California, 40 million people, had earned that. So customer service is what I do. Automotive knowledge, in my previous career, subject matter expert, especially around engine performance, emissions compliance in California. I was formerly a California smog technician, enhanced area tested repair. So I've done a thing or two. I've got a couple thousand hours on the dyno and a 5-gas analyzer. And so my experience is coming not just from some random dude on the internet who bought a Ram on credit and then patched this thing. This is my objective opinion of this. And, you know, it's a heavy-duty truck. Is it perfect? It's pretty close. I'm, again, wildly surprised by the performance, both on-road and off-road, and the Carli guys knocked out of the park. And I got to give a hat tip to CJC, who was my vendor. So if you've got a live axle, front end, heavy duty Ram or Ford, CJC is the place to go. I would highly recommend checking out Carli Suspension. They have a ton of content, and I was finding a lacking of individual content. So I'm not going to say I bought this setup to do a video. I bought the setup because my family and I go off-road and want to exploit the vehicle we have. So being able to tow our Weekend Warrior 26-foot FS 2600, 500 miles, and then going and carving sand dunes like a dune buggy was freaking amazing. So is the Carli 3.25 E-Venture worth it on a Ram? I would say yes. And stick around and see some of the following content on why we think that.
On video.
Okay, buddy. He's delivering our parts for the truck.
Those look a lot of parts.
Yeah, so it's a lot of parts. And it's very heavy. Perfect. Thank you, sir. Have a good one. What's this, buddy?
Oh.
This is a package from CJC Off-Road.
Oh, you would say that.
And, yeah.
What is this?
What does it say? It says, do not stack. So we're going to go ahead and unpack this.
Why does it say do not
and get us out of the rain. There we go. Here we have all of the Carli equipment laid out on a table. This is almost everything. The packaging is second to none, super high quality, lots of excellent tape, staples where applicable for springs and heavy boxes, and all of the individual parts are packaged and labeled very neatly and cleanly. A lot of attention to detail that you don't normally see in packaging, which is only just the tip of the iceberg on the quality Carli brings on this. Here we have the rear suspension. I opted to do this part first and break it up. We've got the E-Click shocks in prior to wiring. I waited to wire the entire system up at once. Doing this on the ground was a little bit of a challenge, but easily doable. Here I opted to do a custom mounted airbag situation. So I have some LiftMaster 5000 airbags I was making removable with the Carli bump stop, and just a little process, but I've got my plasma cutter, one of my inverter welding machine, not my transformer, and a lot of equipment. It was a lot of work, but very well worth it. Here is my developed Carli bump stop. It'll fit in place on the airbag bracket that mounts to the frame and is swappable in a few minutes. Up to the front, working on the process and doing this on the ground, trying to get the axle sag and the springs in was a little difficult. I was having a hard time getting the truck high enough off the ground for it. I used some spring compressors and was able to do it and get everything done eventually. A little more work than I had hoped, but totally doable. I have my new wheels with my OE tire pressure sensors in, and they're ready to go. They look great. I opted to use the Raceline center caps, and with a little bit of trimming on the inside of the outboard cap, I was able to utilize them. I'm not a huge fan of the exposed hub look, especially with a truck and kit as spendy as this, and I was able to make it work. First test drive complete, and we're ready to rock.
Hey, here we are in Utah. What's up, Pa?
Well, we're just driving to Pink Coral Sand Dunes right now, and we're about 28 minutes away. We've We've got the Ram outfit with the 3.25 Carli E-Venture system. And we towed out here about 460 miles.
It was an all-day trip.
It was an all-day trip, but the truck drove perfect. 37-inch Nitto ridge grapplers, 17-inch wheels. We're at 65 PSI, which is the max in the rear, 60 pounds front. We had the towing set to full load for the E-Venture. And weight distribution bars, lifted master airbags at 60 pounds. So we were fairly level to keep the front suspension caster in line to prevent wandering. And the drive was super stress-free. There's a lot of construction going on across Highway 15 northbound, across Nevada, Arizona. And man, this thing drove like a dream. It really drove well. We did this drive last summer on our stock tires, no airbags, and felt a lot less stress-free with just how competent the truck is tracking the road. The extra sidewall, these are beefier sidewalls, but taller sidewalls, and really leaning into enjoying the investment of the E-Venture setup. It's pretty spendy. By the time we did everything with amp steps and everything, it was more than I wanted to spend, but you know, we keep our vehicles, and so far I'm still at highway pressure. I have not depressured yet. I'm still 60 pound front, 65 rear, and it's riding better than stock. So we're going to go out in the sand dunes. Well, there's a couple different sand dunes. We're going to do Sand Hollow, and we're going to do this other one over here. So we're going to put it in Baja mode and probably air down and let her rip. Let her eat.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. What do you think, Philip? Cool. Thumbs up? Fist bump? Boom. Hey, doggy dude. All right, more to come. There we go. Pink sand.
Closer to where we were. I want to get some speed up. Take a little loopy loop over here.
Oh, you see that picture that you made?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna try her again.
Hang on, Noodle Doodle. Hang on, Noodle Dude. Yoo-hoo! Daddy, you got this. Woo-hoo! Slipping inside it now. What the fuck is going on?
I gotta get some more momentum.
This booty's right over there. Noodles, show, bro. You gotta watch out for the pedestrians.
Noodles, are you rock and rolling? I know what is going on. Dog. Daddy, there's sand in my shoes now.
It's okay, bud.
Noodles, hold on. Hold on, Noodle Poodle.
Oh, no, dude. Oh, dude. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay.
Getting loosey-goosey now, Pa. Well done,
My stuff is lying everywhere. Mamma mia! Oh my gosh.
I can't see where we're going.
Yep. Gotta watch out for the tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoosh.
All right, we're gonna go over this hill, see if we can catch up with our mates.
You think they went that way?
I saw them. They're over there.
But no, that's cool.
That's not possible.
Well, we didn't bring our kite, but yeah.
How is there sand? And ocean.
Surf it out, noodle-doo-doosh, noodle-doo-doosh.
Are you surfing it?
He's happy. He's happy. Daddy happy?
Yeah, so far.
You're buckled in, so you're safe, dude.
Let's take a little peek over what we got here. Okay, we can go down this.
Woo, Daddy!
Sand in my God. There's big sand in my shack. There's big sand in my
Well, because you were playing in
Okay,
the
buddy.
sand, bud.
There's sand on my shoes. And there's sand in my socks.
Okay, can you stop yelling, please?
I thought it was funny. The old man was like, "In this? You thought you were going to be stuck in this?" Yeah,
We're
they're
gonna
probably
try to
somewhere
catch
over
up
here.
with
We're going to try to catch up with them.
They surfing out here.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, let's stay up somewhere thick.
Sure.
How do you know they're over here?
We're gonna make a little U-turn and we're gonna come up to the top of this.
We're going to take a peek.
Hey, what's
Look at
that?
the sand blowing off the end. That's crazy. What are you looking for? You're just going to see if you can spy them?
Yeah. I'm trying to see where I want to go and how I want to go next.
How's my sand like?
I want to, you're recording.
We've been recording all the time.
You have.
Little side action from a bystander. Triple D hitting the sand and coral pink sand dunes. Front tires 35 psi, rear tires 30 psi. You can see she's really hooking. All right, Sand Hollow, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
I know, buddy. We're gonna go through here and we're gonna get rid of the buggies. So we'll go this way. This is like a gauntlet. Like you need to perform if you're gonna come up here.
There we go.
You look, you're dressing like Daddy's favorite.
Top of the sand at Sand Hollow. Made this trip 3 runs up the front, 1 run up the back. A little update on the road trip. We were at 1,039 miles, mostly towing, some off-road. We are cutting across Vegas 95 southbound. We are in a lot of traffic construction zone. They're doing a ton of freeway construction. And the E-Click system, we're at, I don't know if you can see over here, we're at 100% rear load. Airbags are at 60 psi, and the dampening is just amazing. The transition, we're hitting all these transitions across all this different environment, asphalt to concrete, concrete back, shoulder. The dampening is just amazing. I had airbags on the last truck with this camper, and while we were level, it was super harsh. It did not have the dampening to handle it. And this is just super smooth. 1 second, bud. Philip's in the back seat. He just figured out he has another loose tooth, which is very exciting. He just let us know. And as we're cruising, you know, our rear tires are at max PSI for the weight of this camper. And just the ride is super, super pleasant. I'm really blown away. There it is. You know, we're going to stitch all this together and hopefully make sense by the time we're done with the main video. But, you know, we're just on this garbage freeway and I'm fairly relaxed. You know, we're about 20,000 pounds gross combined in that realm. We're not towing super light. But the Carli suspension and these 37-inch Nittos are just really exceeding my expectations so far. So yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, we're cutting across a different way home. It's Friday afternoon in Vegas and we have a lot of traffic, and it just is what it is. So we'll catch everyone on the next segment and see how we're doing from there. But so far, you know, this trip has been very mellow. You know, some of y'all towing don't care. Some people get super anxious. I was kind of in between, and with our rig the way we're set, I'm way more on the comfort side. So there it is. See everyone on the next segment. Hey y'all, if you made it this far and you've made it to the end of this video, you're gonna tell I'm sold on this setup. On-road performance is really nice. Is it softer than stock? I've got a hard time going there. Does it ride better than stock? 1,000,000%. Even with the tires at max pressure, these 37s, it is driving amazing, and it towed very well. That was one of my biggest concerns, because the only video that I could find out there on towing with one of these, especially with the R1 coils, which are the reduced payload for better unloaded drivability, was done by a vendor. And you know, the CJC, I don't know these guys. I emailed them a couple times. They fulfilled my order. I don't know them. I don't have any connection to them, and they've done a really good job. I'm going to give them that as a vendor, you know, because usually you're like, well, you know, yeah, Eric, you know, so the vendor's going to tell you whatever you want to hear because they're going to make the sale. Like, these guys aren't. They don't feel like that. I was very happy with my customer service and the product overall. It's still relatively new. I haven't really explored the Southern California desert the way I want, but we will. And initial impressions are amazing. And I think if you were on the fence, if you're gonna do something other than a leveling system, you really, and you keep your vehicles. So this is the caveat, because a lot of folks, you know, as a former master mechanic, I see people buy certain brands and they're, well, Eric, I get bored frequently, so I build a truck, and you don't use it. It's okay. I use my vehicles, and I've got a follow-up video where I may have broken the Ram in Sand Hollow in Utah. That's to follow. However, it wasn't suspension related. Carli performed amazing. I am beyond stoked on it. And thank you. If you made it this long, thank you for watching.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.